Hello, I am Carl Sykes. Could I suggest that rather than viewing the body as a jigsaw made up of independent parts, the body is actually an organism composed of interlocking components, and what underpinnings the smooth functioning of the body is a person's vitality. Now, this holistic view of the body seems to make the most sense. Now, one of the things that's often overlooked is the fact that only the body can ultimately heal itself. All that somebody else, like a doctor or a herbalist, can achieve is to help the body to help itself. Your body is the most amazing creation. If you were to cut your finger, your body knows exactly what it needs to do. It'll quietly initiate a repair job it'll undertake to the very best of its ability. Now, the trick is ensure the body has the best possible opportunity to do its job. This is where the tea comes in. Potential tea lies in its ability to help optimize a person's vitality. Because when a person's vitality and strength are at their peak, then interesting things will happen. The body's in the best position possible to heal and repair itself. Not just cuts and bruises, but also to recover from serious physical traumas, things like major surgery, for example, or recovering from chemotherapy treatments. A person's immunity in best position possible to deal with infection and disease. The body would also be empowered to correct any imbalances it might have in its metabolism. Things like high albumin levels, for example, which compromise the proper flows of nutrient and oxygen to the person's cells. Avoid diabetics, bringing insulin tolerance back online. Also, the body in best position possible to deal with any of its own immunity disorders. Well, the tea's development was based entirely on a mixture of Chinese and Indian philosophies of healing. Both of them focus on enhancing the energy flows. These traditions are thousands of years old and were created by many thousands of people mastering their craft, learning a bit more, and handing this accumulated wisdom on to successive generations. I personally found it very humbling to be involved with such healing wisdoms. The Indians talk of a chakra system, or energy centers within the body. The Chinese of energy meridians and qi. The Chinese qi is not just vitality, it is life force, the very thing that animates us. When that vitality leaves, the bodies revert back to being just bits of meat and bone. The Chinese always focus on optimizing qi and restoring the balance. Well, the tea was developed over a period of 5 months with the specific intent of strengthening energy flows to the nervous system. So as a result, the tea can be uplifting, centering, and grounding. Because a person's centered and grounded, they can step outside of stress and be left feeling more peaceful and connected. This is why the tea can have such effectiveness with the quality of sleep. Not just ease of sleep, but also sleep that's more peaceful and rejuvenating. Now, quality of sleep is one of the base fundamentals to a person's well-being. It's when the body does its house cleaning and maintenance. Now, there's those who consider that bad sleep patterns can be one of the precursors for type 2 diabetes. Also, because it's uplifting quality of the tea, it can have effectiveness with anxiety and depression. So, what can a person expect from drinking the tea? Well, please keep in mind that tea can only ever restore things to where they're meant to be. It comes down to the base Chinese principle of returning to the point of balance where nothing is ever forced. Please do not view the tea as a miracle cure, nor is a stimulant like caffeine that'll supercharge your system whether it's good for you or not. tea can only ever help restore vitality to its natural and proper levels. Also, the vitality of a person when they're 26 is obviously far greater than when that person is 96. Please respect this law of nature. If a person has 20/20 vision, they already have optimum eyesight with very little room for improvement. If a person has optimum vitality, then they are bubbling with health. Now, one of the most obvious signs of when vitality is at its optimum is a very healthy and vibrant glow to the skin. Why? It makes perfect sense. If a person is healthy, then their complexion should be healthy. However, if a person does not have this healthy and vibrant glow to the skin, it does imply there is room for improvement. Now, there's very good reasons why the complexion can be such a good indicator of things like high albumin levels, for example. When albumin levels are high, it means every single cell in a person's body is being deprived of proper levels of nutrient and oxygen. This includes the skin cells. So, if the flow of nutrient and oxygen are reduced to the skin cells, there is corresponding dull and pasty look to the complexion. The higher the albumin levels, the greater the restriction, and the duller and pastier the complexion. In simple terms, if every single cell in a person's body is being deprived of proper levels of nutrient and oxygen, then how can it function properly? Little wonder energy levels are down and the immunity system is compromised. If the body is having trouble functioning, then one can expect the breakdown of things like insulin tolerance for diabetes. However, when vitality is back up and with proper diet and albumin levels restored to proper and natural levels, then it means full restoration of proper flows of nutrient and oxygen to the cells. So with vitality, energy and immunity levels back online, then the body can correct any other imbalances it may have in its system. For example, restoring insulin tolerance for diabetics. Well, we've had feedback from many people, and what I'm sharing you is a generalization based on their feedback. It also respects that every person is unique, and what work for one might not necessarily work for another. But the average drinker of the tea is more relaxed, sleeps better, and just feels better about themselves. There's steady improvement of their complexion, and also a steady increase in their energy levels. Also, a strengthened immunity system. A good example of this is a person looking back and realising, hey, I didn't get the flu this last winter. And because albumin levels are rebalanced, which means full and proper flows of nutrient and oxygen to the cells, they experience sharper thinking and better memory, because the brain cells are also receiving fuller levels of nutrient and oxygen. Now this might have special meaning for those with Alzheimer's, for example, or maybe ADHD. And for diabetics, apart from improved energy levels and immunity system, etc., a stabilising of blood sugars and a steady drop in their readings. So to recap, if a person's vitality is at its peak, then the body's in the best position possible to deal with whatever life throws at them. However, if their vitality falters and they do contract a serious health issue, then that condition will further diminish their strength, which means it'll be a lot harder for them to fight back and restore their health. This can become a very vicious cycle. The tea gives a person the possibility of restoring their vitality and breaking the cycle, regardless of its cause. Now, the full potential of what it means to have a person's vitality restored is a very incomplete picture. Please accept my heartfelt invitation to share your experiences with us. It is feedback from people like yourselves that has given us the understanding we currently have about the tea. And by the way, the tea has a great flavour and aroma and is very easy to drink.